Hello, everyone. This is Warren Johnson here, and welcome to the very first episode of Dallas Watch. I'll explain to you what that is. I just came up with that name maybe a minute ago. All right? But first, I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you to get ready to write something down. But I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing here. As most of you know, I ran for city council and was defeated in a three-man race, but I did force a runoff, so there is some takeaway from that. But after that, I realized I learned a lot during that race. A lot of the stuff I learned and heard and saw and experienced was not pretty, and it actually was quite shocking. And I said, I've got to get this out somehow. After the race, as I was kind of gathering steam back up again and recovering from a really hard effort, a lot of you would email me and Facebook me and text me, message me, whatever, and encourage me and tell me how glad you were that I ran, you really enjoyed it, and so on. And as I was recovering, I began to think, what's a good way I can keep these people together and informed, since we worked so hard at it, and you guys are really out there cheering me on, and I really did appreciate that. And I came up with this idea about podcasting. Now, I'd never podcasted before. I'd heard it. I'd seen a few podcasts, but had never obviously ventured into it. And I began to research it and think about it and see if this was the right venue, the right thing to do. And did the research, went online, saw some other podcasts, and then decided, you know what, I'm really going to need some professional help. And I do have some professional help with me here. Though I may make it look like it's not that professional. I'm just starting out in this. I'm not a professional broadcaster. I have no training in this. But I do know that I do get better as time goes on with things. So please bear with me and help me through. But I'll tell you why I'm doing this. Well, not so much why, but what we're going to cover and what we're going to do. We're going to focus on Dallas. Dallas is where, again, the focus will be. I'm going to shed light on Dallas city government. We're going to talk about government, and we're going to talk about economics. Government is what can control you if we allow it. And it does control you in some ways. You can't speed, you can't murder, you can't do a lot of things. So government does control you, and they make those laws. We're also going to talk about economics and things I learned about that during the race. Economics is money. What businesses come here, what businesses help, what businesses don't help, taxes. That's all part of the economics, and we're going to discuss that. Taxes are, very high here in Dallas. And Dallas, the reason you pay these taxes, sales taxes and property tax, are to the city of Dallas and to other Dallas entities such as Parkland Hospital, the county, the school district. And if you're sitting there and you're a renter and say, well, taxes don't affect me, well, you're wrong. Find the taxes, and you can do this. Here, this is the first lesson that you can learn here by writing this down. DallasCAD.org. That's DALLASCAD as in dog.org. That's the Dallas County Appraisal District. You can put in your address that you live at, and you can call up and find out what the taxes are yearly. Divide that by 12, you renters, and that's the amount of your rent. So if you're paying $1,000 a month and the rent and the taxes are $3,600 a year, that's $300 a month. If you didn't have to pay those property taxes, or rather the owner, the landlord, did not have to pay those property taxes, your rent would only be $700. So you are affected, so stay tuned. I'm going to educate the Dallas voter about what is going on in this city. We all have such busy lives. I know I was terribly busy, and I'm still terribly busy, but I've learned a lot. And it was tiring, but since now I know where to look, it's going to be a lot easier to get this message out to you folks that don't know where to look, don't know how to look. So yes, I'm going to educate you on. I'm going to tell you who to vote for. I'm going to tell you who not to vote for. So just learn to deal with that. There's a Bible verse that inspired me to do this as well. And it comes from Ephesians 5:11. That's Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. And I didn't just get it in divine intervention, or maybe I did, because I saw it written somewhere, I think on Facebook or whatever, and said, you know what? This convinces me I really need to go out and do this. And it goes, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. And expose them I will. I'm going to kind of be like a benign Howard Beale from Network. Remember that movie? I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Well, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore, but I won't jump off. I'm not going to ask you to run to your windows and shout out, I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore. But you're probably going to want to feel like it, or you're probably going to feel like it. So the point is, we're going to do this in about 10-minute episodes, maybe 5 minutes and maybe 15, just depending on the content, and have these on a regular basis so you get to know what's going on. Now, here's what I want you to write down. It's a website, www, obviously, and then return Lee to leepark.org. That's return Lee to leepark.org. Now, the reason that's there is a lot of you know that I was involved in that Lee statue issue and wanted to get the statue back. And this is going to be one of the other episodes we'll talk about a little later on. But I've spent a lot of you have donated and donated very well, and I really appreciate that, to this Return Lee. It's a 501c3 organization. It's a Texas nonprofit, so all donations are tax deductible. And part of the reason I had to give the IRS is we're going to focus on Dallas County and City of Dallas, memorials, statuary, preservation, and maintenance of those items in those cemeteries. But I use a lot of my money as well to go into that. But if I can move that money to this, because this isn't free, I've got a highly talented staff here that's helping me. And they deserve to be paid, so I've got to pay them. But if I can take that money that I use over there and put it on this, if I can have some of you guys pick up that slack over there, you can go there to that website and donate. There's a donate button, I believe, at the top middle, and that way that'll help me out here. If you want to email me, if you want some response to this, I've created a new email address. It's called dallaswatch2020@gmail.com. Somebody already had Dallas Watch, and so I was trying to figure out, what do I come up with? 2020 has two meanings here. We got 2020 year coming up next year, which is going to be an election year, and we also, 2020 vision. So we're going to be focused in on the city of Dallas. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what we're going to be doing. I'm getting ready to do some more episodes here. I've got, when this happened, let me see if I got one of my sheets here. I'll show you. Anyway, I've got all these pages right here of notes. I'd literally wake up in the middle of the night, or I'd be sitting on the couch with a second glass of wine, and a thought would come in my head, and I said, somebody would really like to know this, what's going on. I'm sure they would. And it would get me excited and upset, and said, I can't believe that these people think we're suckers. And it's not that we're suckers, those people that are doing this to us. It's just we're not paying attention, and the reason we're not paying attention is because we got a lot of stuff going on. And so I'm going to try to fill that void. So anyway, please stay tuned. I hope you stay with me and hope you watch these episodes. I promise I will get better as time goes on, so just bear with me. Next episode will be coming up soon. Thanks for staying in. Bye-bye.